Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you some Excel count functions you are not aware of using some examples. Firstly, this is the first question. We want to count birthdays by year. That is, for each year, we want to count the total number of birthdays that are involved. So that is for 1999, we want to know the number of birthdays. Then for 2000 as well, we want to know number of birthdays up to the year 2002. So to do this in Excel using the count function, first, you need to create a name range for the master data set. So you select this, then you go to here to this place here where it is showing table 1. So change it to, you can leave it as table 1 or you change it to name range. So here, let's leave it as table 1. So write the Excel function equals to sum product. So the sum product returns the sum of the product of corresponding ranges or array. So sum product, then put an hyphen, then the year. This returns the year of a date. These are the dates here. So once it to return the year, then what's the data? So table. So this is table 1, like I said the other time. Then can you see birthday? Birthday. Close your bracket. Then equals to this year. This is what 1999. That is, for each year, it will return the number of birthday that occurred in that year. So let's close this bracket to see what will happen. Let's see now. For the year 1999, let's see the number of birthday that occurred. 1, 2, and what? 3. Can you see? It happens there. So, can you see that? So, for the year 2000, can you see 23rd March 2000? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, that's the best way to count birthdays by year. Let's move to the second example, which is what? We want to count cells between two numbers. That is, for this master data here, can you see that? So firstly, we want to know the number of the numbers that occurred between that start from 70 and ends in 79. We want to know how many times it occurred using Excel count functions. It's very simple to do. So we need to create a name range. Let's create a name range. Select all the data. Let me do that again. Select all the data. Then go to the name range box here. Let's name it data 1. So let's start. Equals to count ifs. Use the count ifs. What's the work of the count if? Count ifs counts the number of cells specified by a given set of conditions or criteria. Now let's move on. So count ifs. What's the criteria range? That is the name range that I created, which is what? Data 1. Then a comma. What else? Greater than, equals to, then ampersand. So want to know the number that is between 70, comma, then the name range, which is what? Data 1. A comma again. So an ampersand again, where the number will end. What does this function mean? That is count ifs, that is for this data here. So greater than or equals to 70, then less than or equals to 79. Let's see, let's check for that here. That is any number that is greater than and equal to 70. How many number do we have that is greater than or equals to 70 and it is less than or equal to what? 79. So there are 4 numbers. Let's do for 80, and 89. Can you see that? We've done that successfully. Now let's move to the third example, which is what? Count cells equal to red colors. We want to know the number of cells that has this red text in them. We want to count them using what? The Excel count functions. It's very simple as well. All you need to do is to what? Write the count function. That is the count if. Use the count if here. So that is count the number of cells within a range that meets the given condition. So where is the range now? This is the range. So this is the range that I'll be using. Comma, then you write the color. That is red. Which is red. Can you see how many times the red appeared? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can you see that? If you want to change it to blue, all you need to do is to what? To edit this. Change it to blue. How many times the blue appeared? 1, 2, and 3. It's very simple. Now let's move to the fourth question. Let's say we want to count cells equal to case sensitive. That is, in this range now. In this range, sorry, I'm in question 4. In this range, can you see that now? We have ABC in capital letter, we have the ABC in small letter, we have the XYZ in capital letter, and we have the XYZ in smaller letter. So once you use the Excel count function to determine the number of cells that has the ABC in smaller letter, number of ABC in capital letter, once you use that using the Excel count function, how do we do that? It's very simple. All you need to do is to create a name range for this as well. Let's call this name range data 2. Data 2. Very simple. So what's name range again? Data 2. We have to ignore the what? The column header. We have to ignore it. So it starts from where the data itself is starting from. Can you see that? Data 2. So now let's write the formula. Sum product as well. Then write hyphen hyphen. We use the exact match for this. So what does the exact match do? So exact match checks whether two text strings are exactly the same and returns true or false. So exact is what? Case sensitive. This is for case sensitive. So then this is the test. Can you see that? Comma sign. Then the name range, which is what? Data 2. Which is this one here. Then close the brackets. That is, the ABC in capital letter appeared how many times? 3 times. Let's check for that. 1, 2, and 3. Let's say this data has over 200 counts. It appears in 300. Like let's say this is just how many counts? This is just 10. So let's say we have like over 100 counts. We won't be able to count it manually. All we have to do is to what? Is to use the Excel count formula, which we've done already. So let's do for others. Can you see? So how many ABC? The smaller letter, it appears just 1. Can you see for the XYZ, the capital letter? Can you see that? It's very simple. Now let's move to the fifth question, which is what? Count cells equal to one of many things. That is apples, pears, and kiwis in these cells, in this range rather. How many times do these 3 things appear? So we can use the Excel count function to determine this as well. It's very simple. All we have to do is to create a name range. How do we create a name range? We've been doing that. Let me show you how to do it again. So like I said, we ignore the column header and start from the data itself. Start from these apples here all the way to lemons. So we create a name range. Let's call it things and press your enter button. Very simple. So once you select it, go to this place and type it, then that is the name box, then click on your enter button. So let's do that now. is equals to what? Sum product. Then count if what's the name range? This is the name range over here. Or, oh, sorry, there's a mistake. There's a mistake. I'm supposed to do this as a name range. Let me change it to data 3. So let me do this as data 3. Uh, data 3 and okay, I think we have that. Okay, let me do this to data 4 then. So this name range is what? Data 4. Can you see that now? So it's equals to what? The sum product. Then count if. What's the name range? This is the range over here. Which is what? The data 3. Comma signs. Then data 4. This is my data 4 here. That is, we want you to look at this data 4 in this data 3. That is, how many times does these things appear in the items? So let's close our bracket to see how many times it appears, which is 6 times. We have apples here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Can you see that? So instead of doing this manually, it takes time. All we have to do is to what? Use the formula to get this. It is faster. Under 30 seconds, you've gotten it. Now, let's move on to the next question, which is what? Question 6. Count cells equals to this or that. That is, we want to count the number of cells that are either red or blue in this color column. So we want to count the number of cells that are either red or blue. Instead of doing this manually, all we have to do is to what? We use the Excel count function as well. It's very simple to do. So start by writing equal sign sum. So as all number in a range of cells. So the sum, then count if what's the range? This is the range over here, this column. This is the range. Then we use a curly bracket for this. So red or blue. Use a curly bracket to cover it as well. Then 2 parentheses. It is one for closing this and one for closing the parentheses for starting it, which is 7. Let's count that manually. So we have it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Can you see that? Any cells that add either red or the blue. Now let's move to what? Question 7. So we want to count cells that are greater than a specific number. So let's say we want to count number of cells that are greater than 90. That are greater than 90. This is very simple using the Excel count function as well. All you have to do is to what? Use the count if function. Count if function, then the name range, which is the word score. So can you see that? That's the range. Then what's the criteria? Greater than 30. Then close the parentheses. So number that are greater than 30 here is what? 91, which is 1, and 93, which is 2. Let's say we want to do for equals to or greater than or equals to 90. All you have to do is to what? greater than or equals to 90. Can you see that? Which is 3. So, alright. Thanks for watching this video. In the next tutorial, I'll be showing you the count functions episode 2.